Today is the 18th day of April 2021 in Dundastan, Abaco, Bahamas. I sent a video to two police chiefs that I know, one in Grand Bahama, one in Freeport, because I couldn't get any police help in Abaco. I also sent it to the Director of Immigration, Clarence Russell, and somebody sent the video out. The video is already out. I didn't want to send the video out because it's personal and I wanted law enforcement to get involved. I went to this bus that's close to my house. It's about 200 yards from my house, right across from where my church used to be, Church of God. And I've been communicating with these Haitian occupants that's always working on the bus, trying to find out from them who owns the bus and what they're planning on doing with the bus. I assumed that they were planning on opening a market, which the area is not permitted to have such activity. And during my investigation, I was attacked. That is the reason why Kai Mills, everybody asked me to go to the farm. I said, Kai ain't going to no farm for them Haitians to kill me down there. The farm is a government problem. But somebody say, if you see something, say something. This is now in my mouth, 200 yards from where I live, where I was born. So I did my investigation. They lied to me. They said that, I don't know which one is the lie. They said that the property belongs to McDonald. The bus belongs to McDonald. 3 weeks they were telling me that. But I noticed today that 3 families were living in that. They have it separated in 3 parts. And I saw one of the guys trying to put a bed in the place. So the church was going on here. Church of God has their Sunday church under the tent. So I walk over with my video to see what's going on. And I noticed that they have a septic tank dig, a 6-foot hole cut in the ground that would be used for sewage. I noted that there's some women and children in there. And I am not one of those who was a hater of Haitian. I came from poverty. I know what it is to be poor. That is why Kai put his name forward to try to help poor people. But everything has to be done, the old people would say, in decency and in order. Nobody has to write, and I wouldn't want to see any Haitian nor Bahamian suffer, because don't care where you came from. Once you're a black man, we're all from the continent of Africa. We're all African. Don't care where you are in the world. We all came from Africa. But there has to be law and order for all persons. If Kai Mills have to abide by the laws, so have these Haitians by a Bahamian status. So again, I asked the guy today, I saw the families, the kids. I don't know how they could live in a bus, because it's 90 degrees on the outside. You know what that is in that bus with the type of material without any air condition. So they're suffering already. I don't want to add to anybody's suffering. What is going on in Abaco? I'm on to let Bahamians know. It is not, we don't have a Haitian problem. Believe it or not. We do not have a Haitian problem in Abaco. I knew that for years. I saw people exploit Haitian labor, Haitian people. So we don't have a Haitian problem. If you're deep enough and you live in the hood, you would know that we have never had a Haitian problem. We have a Bahamian problem. Bahamian think that they could use the Haitian, so the Haitian use the Bahamian. But when it comes to a point, I'm walking away from the boss. He said, okay. He said, talk to McDonald. I did my video. I'm walking away from the bus And he came up on the back of me, 3 of them, 4 of them. The guy grabbed my camera with a hammer in his hand and said he would kill me with the hammer, and the other 3 trying to stop me from walking forward so that he can hit me with the camera. And I block him away and walk away. The women were just as aggressive, and the fella said, "This is his property. Come off of his property." Well, I'm walking off the property. You told me for 3 weeks it is McDonald's property, but you're gonna kill me now with a hammer because it's now your property. That is unacceptable. And I don't need to see my life flash in the front of me, especially I'm standing for people. I want to make sure I get in a position to regularize this. Nobody else cares. But when it comes to a point where I assume this young man has Bahamian status, that he want to kill a Bahamian, and I told him where I live. I told him I'm a part of local government. And as a part of local government, we are mandated to see what's happening in the community. And if something that appears to be an illegal structure, as an elected member, 4-time elected member of the Dundastan Township, past chief councillor, I'm also a past chairman of Dundastan, and it's so close proximity to Kai Mills, I must act. The guy threatened to kill me and trying to hit me with a hammer. I had to block him, grab my phone, and it's unacceptable. You call law enforcement. I went to the police station. When I got to the police station, there was about a group of Haitians reporting Haitians for the same thing. And so they have some in-house fighting. The legal Haitians is fighting against the illegal Haitian. The Bahamian that don't want to fight, just want to report this thing to the proper authority, got no answer. So there goes what I said earlier. There is not a Haitian problem. There is a Bahamian problem. I didn't want to hit on the farm, but because I almost got killed with a hammer today, I got to put my input onto the farm. I would say it's wrong for what the Bahamian government did down there. Mainly, they had an a defense force officer in a trailer, 1 exit, 1 entrance. That was to tour the building. When the government moved the defense force officer from the 1 road, that's when the escalation started. Minister Henfield, Minister of Immigration, all of them have already been down there 3 times, 4 times, 6 times over the past 18 months. They knew of what's going on. I feel that it was wrong to allow these persons to spend so much money, time, and effort when the government, the people that has the power, refuse to do their jobs. And then they came in for a photo op, camera, call the news people who they wanted, and make a big thing like they care. This F&M didn't care. They have exploited the poor. They allowed the poor, if they are illegal, after Hurricane Dorian, 18 months later, you don't think law enforcement can get illegals out of Abaco? 18 months, they came and made a raid to try to predict that they're doing their jobs. But guess what? From they enter Inagua all the way up to Abaco, all these agencies has failed in their mandate to protect and to serve the good citizen of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Right in Marshall Harbor, there is an example of the neglect of the defense force, the immigration force, that a sloop could come 200 miles through all the chains of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and landed in the harbor of Marsh Harbor on the only reef. So tell me, is it the Haitian Or is it the Bahamians that allow this passage, this migration to come all the way 200 miles plus from Haiti into my township of Abaco? But I did my thing. I am not gonna beg law enforcement to do their jobs. Immigration told me they don't have no manpower. The police say they have no manpower. But here it is. The bus is right there. And it's on Front Street, Dunderstown. I just want to show this, that maybe somebody that cares about their job. You know, my life could have been lost here this morning because I dare care. And when you dare care, the people that don't care, they don't care about killing you. But I don't need to be killed by no Haitian or nobody for speaking truth and to try to protect my community. This is no way, this is unacceptable to how people living in this condition right in the middle of Dunderstown. They're putting there's a triplex. And because I speak, not only the Haitian man, but I was surprised the Haitian women are also grabbing me, trying to hold me for this guy to hit me with a hammer. And if it was my last will and testimony, I say it's unacceptable. Something have to give. And we're right across from here. This is the Church of God. This is where the Church of God is having service now because their church is gone. But it's right here where all of this happened this morning. And I did my thing as a Bahamian. I reported, but let's see what happens. A lot of people have to realize what's happening because I am running and I'm popular in the North Abaco. The F&M don't care if I die. The PLP don't care if I die because as far as they're concerned, Kai Mills is in their way. If those Haitians would have killed me this morning, the F&M crew would be celebrating and the PLP crew will be celebrating. But the saga continues. There is not a Haitian problem. There is a Bahamian law enforcement problem that they refuse to do their job, that the Bahamian people are being paid for. That is the problem. Not the Haitian, but the Bahamian is the problem. The law enforcement that refuses to execute their jobs. Kai cares. I'm still alive and I'm still fighting for people that dare not fight for themselves.